Hey, what up, people? Welcome back to another episode of GarageMediaJunkies. Yes, episode 75. We're 15? No, 25 from 100. As you can see, today it's just myself, your buddy, Humesa, and you're welcome again. Chris is, I think, in Utah, enjoying of the snow, and his lovely wife, Caroline. So, shout outs to them. Enjoy time because sometimes it's hard, have just some time to enjoy yourself. We need it. Not everything is podcast or whatever we do here. So hi to them. And Sydney also, I think, is traveling, so same thing to Sydney. Enjoy it. They're gonna be back. Don't get scared. I know, without them this podcast is nothing. I don't have much to give to this besides the equipment, right? Anyways, thank you again for another week of podcast. Last week also we have certain things. They came. I went to Mexico to visit family and stuff. So yeah, these kind of things happens. And but whatever, we're here. We're back. We have a little breaks. If you're being a guy or a girl that's been following us for a really long time, you know that we always have here and there breaks, but for the most part, we're being straightforward, going every week with the podcast for like the last 2 years or so. So hopefully you keep enjoying it. If for the people there's in the podcast, like audio podcasts in iTunes, Google Play, and also Stitcher. Well, now we're on YouTube. So if you want to see our faces, you can go to YouTube and you're gonna see our faces. If that's a thing, I know a lot of you, and I know you know, firsthand because you let me know that you're in the traffic or stuff like that, and you enjoyed listen to us. And I think that there's a big chunk of the time that I listen to podcasts is for that reason. But anyways, let's jump to topics and stuff. Also, we have I know. Let's jump to the topic of today. Also, we have Instagram, official Instagram for GarageMediaJunkies. So just go on Instagram, GarageMediaJunkies, and you're gonna find us there. Sometimes we're gonna put some, behind the scenes stuff, or like when we're setting up all these crap, or like live before the podcast start, or we start recording. And here and there's also in the channel we have gameplays we've been playing. You can go and check Chris React is like pure gold. Resident Evil 2, the remake. It's just lovely to see Chris suffering in a survival horror genre. We made some from time to time talk to like a movie that we watched. It's really interesting to us. So anyways, it's just like some add-ups plus to the main thing, which is the podcast. So anyways, go there, enjoy us, share it to people that you think may be helpful for them or like they will enjoy it. But anyways, just that. And today is a remix episode, as you know. If you don't know, the remix basically is a mix of topics here and there, because we don't always have a specific topic in mind, and we just want to discuss several stuff. Why not, right? Anyways, but the main one, and the one that sadly Sydney and Chris are not here, I really want to discuss this topic with them, but eventually maybe they can just give their 5 cents on this. Is the Oscars? As you know, this is a big band for movies. It's the Academy, the biggest not industry, or like the biggest thing for movies, I guess, around the world. You know, the last couple of years, I've been losing interest in this. Not even contest, I guess, just ceremony. Yeah, that's the word I was trying to find. This ceremony for movies and celebrate filmmaking and cinema, and more specific, I mean, let's be straightforward, American cinema for the most part. Even though they add a like international section, but whatever. Things like that keep being added up until this year. Finally, I felt like if there was like this minuscule interest on me to watch this thing, like it's gone. One, some of the nominations are weird, but specifically talking Black Panther, and we talk about this the last podcast really briefly with Chris. That was the nail in the coffin. Like that movie doesn't deserve to be nominated, and we know this. Like every year, there's movies like what the fuck, and like why you nominated this and not that, and for the most part, always happen. But there's you notice there's certain balance between that. Um, Black Panther, like again, don't get me wrong. I watch it like cool as a Marvel movie. You know my stand. I'm tired or fatigue of um, superhero movies at this point, but I still like once I go and like whatever. I have a different mindset when I approach superhero movies for the most part. Means I'm expecting much. I'm just gonna go in with my inner child and sort of like cool. I see Black Panther in the silver screen, or I saw Captain America. Sort of just fulfill that craving as a grown up that grew up with superhero stuff. See them in the movie and whatever. But from there to consider them like as this high cinema, which is what the Academy praises, right? Like that's what they award the excellence of filmmaking in all the sides, and not just visuals or storytelling. It's like as a whole. But yeah, it's just Black Panther was like weird, and I thought like, yeah, I'm over. Um, and also I think, yeah, it's just this part of part of the Academy, I guess, that's trying to appeal to a lot of people. Like they try to bring more people because they know they are not receiving the attention they need. The ratings are going down. And another plus, if you don't know, Disney to a certain extent owned the Academy or owned the event in some way. So it was just meant to happen, but it's just disappointing the way it happened, right? So that was the first thing that was like, fuck that. I'm over it. I'm not gonna really enjoy this thing anymore. But then this last week was a big buzz, and I'm glad that they thought about it and like, okay, we screwed up. Let's fix this problem. So what happened is they announced that they will cut four categories for the ceremony. So what they will want to do was, don't worry, we're gonna give you the awards, but it's gonna be in the commercial section, and that's like, fuck that, right? And then there were four categories. One of them it was makeup. The other one I forget what was the other one, but the two more important, at least to me in a way, was editing, best editing, and then also best cinematography. It's the fundamentals for filmmaking, and maybe it's me because I care a little bit more about that part of the process of making a movie. But it was like, are you have kidding me? You're gonna cut two categories, which is basically the foundation of what filmmaking is. You can take the music off. We have a time where music wasn't, or even voices or anything. There wasn't no sound in movies, and still they did something amazing with filmmaking. And then you're gonna take editing too, which is like, you put the puzzles together, and finally you have a narrative, a cohesive narrative, and also a pace in the movie. They impact um, your experience as an audience and as a consumer, or whatever you want to call yourself. But you're getting this information. You're getting this storytelling through your eyes, and big part of the impact of the movie is the editing. And you're telling me that you're cutting those two. Again, I'm not trying to the other two categories to like whatever. Makeup was also a big deal too, and still today it's a big deal. And you're just gonna put them in the shadow, like in the bag, because you want more fucking rating. I don't know, And so I hear somebody said that at that point we're just making the MTV Movie Awards, and I sort of agree. It's like you're trying to be old school and keep all these like codes, which I like that part. It's old and I don't know, you know, like it's something that doesn't work anymore, I guess, for younger audience or new audiences. But then like they want to do this mixture that doesn't work. So it's just like for me, it's just decide what the heck you're gonna do. You're gonna make it a show, an entertainment show. Sure, I'm not against that, but then you're against all the stuff that you defend, or you're trying to portray to people. You're trying to say that we're it's a serious award um, for pursuing to praise the excellence in filmmaking, right? Sorry, I'm trying to like think. Yeah, it's just so weird. It's so weird, and again, it's not the first time it's been happening, and they're just doing slight changes. They also claim that it's too long. Cut all the shit. Don't cut film like cinematography and editing. Really, um, yeah, I don't know. I think we're in a position, or like it's a time for the academy to try to adjust to what's going on around. But again, like it's been a couple of years that I don't even watch it. Like I just check on my internet, like internet, what, who won or whatever. But it's different to me now. For other people, maybe even it's more important. Um, it's just like whatever is the Oscars, cool, right? Hopefully, they will they rethink their approach to new generation, but keeping the old, their principles and for what this event exists, right? Um, I think to a certain extent, yeah, it's important to keep it going. Again, I just think they're in a process to change and adjust to what's going on. There was another one that they will open a new category. That's like the contradiction. You're telling me you don't have that much time, or like, sorry, it's too long, but then also you want to put another category. It was like the favorites people favorites movie or something like that, where people will vote and choose what was supposed to be the best movie from the audience perspective. So who knows? Maybe that happened. Maybe it's not as bad. Let's see what's going on. But for now, I'm not interested. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't care. Uh, we may comment here one or two categories that I really care, like cinematography, for example, or editing, for example, um, and see what happened. Let us know in the comments what you think, if you like it or not. And now let's jump to the other section, which is related to video games. We have a lot this week with Nintendo, so let's go. And coming back to video games this week, we have Nintendo Direct for February, if you don't know. And it was like a punch in the face for all the gamers, especially the ones that are excited about Nintendo stuff. It was sort of a mixture. There was a lot of rumors. They were talking about announcing a new Nintendo Switch, and then also they were talking about the new Pokemon and like all these rumors. And I think none of them were real, if I remember. But also Nintendo delivered quite an interesting thing. So to start, Super Mario Maker 2. I never play it, but I know what it's about, and also I saw somebody else playing the game. And basically, if you're not aware, it's just you have the opportunity to make um, Nintendo worlds in a way, from different versions of the games. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm sleepy. But the games that go through the years: Nintendo 1, 2, Super Nintendo 3, Super Mario, or whatever, world, and all this stuff. So you have basically the tools to create these worlds, and then you upload it to the cloud, and then people can download to their consoles and play those specific maps or official maps from Nintendo. It's an interesting concept. Probably a lot of fun, and see a lot of weird stuff from people probably uploading and make it so difficult or fun. I think it's cool. It's awesome. They're making the number 2. Sorry, I have my list here because my brain. Another one, Capture Toe Treasure Tracker has a new maps. It's an interesting game. I play a demo and I like it. It's kind of like it was a long time ago, a independent game called Fast. They create a lot of buzz, and it was like this 3D world where you will turn the map to see the other angles, to the other walls of the map, and you will rotate it and find new hidden places. So it's kind of like that. Nintendo smartly kind of not steal, just inspire from those mechanics and adapt it to this. A game for Captain Toad. It's another well-known character for Nintendo. From there, one of the big ones, the bomb probably of the direct was The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I think this is a game from the Game Boy. I have used big memories of playing that game, and it was super fun because, and one of the big deals of that game was it was the Zelda you can bring in your Game Boy, like your portable, which wasn't super portable. It was like a huge brick, not even, yeah, it was way bigger than my iPhone. And but it was, the closest thing we can have to portable games, and the fact that you can have the adventure of Link on the Nintendo. It was the Game Boy. Sorry, Nintendo, the Game Boy. It was awesome. They're sort of remastering, I think. Well, we will see how they're gonna treat this. It seems like it's a remaster because it's a change of style. It's a particular style, really plasticky, colorful, but it's kind of engaging. Like it looks cool. Like definitely I will want to play it. It has the old school gameplay style, where it's kind of like from the top part and you're seeing down, and like it's more contained. It's more like an old school platform in a way, and definitely not Breath of the Wild. Sorry again. Too late. I went to sleep too late, but it was gonna be great. I think a lot of people is gonna enjoy this gesture from Nintendo. Something that I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I mean, I have in my head something else, like some other stuff that will come in the Nintendo Direct, but this is cool. This is really cool, I think. A lot of people's going to enjoy. We also have Blowstain Ritual of the Night, which is the spiritual, because now they call it like that. I don't know if it's true or not, or that's the correct term. That's how they call it, the spiritual remake or the spiritual follow-up of Castlevania. I think the creators involved in this, they did a Kickstarter campaign, they hit the mark, and now they're gonna start delivering. And one of the consoles there's coming in is a Nintendo Switch, and it looks awesome. Looks old school, but with new 3D graphics, and but still you have that feel of Castlevania, of the levels, and you know going side to side and trying to figure it out how to get to the boss and stuff. And it has that also, the design part, the monsters, the characters. I think it's going to be a solid game for Nintendo Switch, and not just for Nintendo Switch. From my understanding, it's also coming to the other consoles and maybe PC. So that's great to have. Another big thing that a lot of people get excited was Tetris 99, which is sort of it's kind of cool because everybody's joking this is a real battle royale. Basically, you hook your console to the online service and you go to the game and you play against 98 other players in real time at the same time. And it seems like it's a perfect game to stream and have a madness, what will be like a madness thing in the screen. So many effects going on. Not that crazy, but you have the other players on the side. So you have the main board, your board of Tetris, and then on the side there are the other players, I guess. So I think it's cool. Tetris is like the ultimate old school game. Like everybody like it. You always go back, and you can toss it away, and then like on board, let's play some Tetris. Something even like somebody like my wife doesn't love games that much. Definitely she's hooked on Tetris, so I may get that for her. That will be a good excuse to get my Nintendo Switch back, because I sold it and now I'm like, I kind of want it back. But that will be it's like the Trojan horse for my wife. Oh yeah, it comes with Tetris, you want it? The big announcement that everybody was talking, and it was for real, is Fire Emblem. I personally don't know much about the franchise, but I know it's really popular. So it's great that Nintendo's keep following up, some of their IPs and try to not let them, the other fans, try to cater to all the Nintendo fans or their franchise fans. Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. I have it on PC. I'm gonna play it soon. I'm gonna do a gameplay for our YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that. Just to experience like the first hours. But it's a great game of this caliber is going to Nintendo Switch, and by that I mean it's an indie game that looks like a AAA. It probably lacks a few things. Again, I'm not super experienced with the game. I haven't played yet, but try to research as much as possible. And it's so great that Nintendo's tried to let's bring these games. And that's it so far. We have Final Fantasy 9 and 7, Yoshi Craft World, but that's are the main big ones, the main games that everybody was hoping for. And I think it was a great Nintendo Direct. It was pretty solid, and it's not gonna be strange if we see way more stuff down the line. From Nintendo, they're supposed to announce Pokemon, the new 8th generation Pokemon for this year. Definitely not Metroid. They recently came out and said that the game wasn't going up to their standards and they reset everything. A lot of people get like, why are you doing that? Me personally, it's like I'd rather that they are being honest with their consumers. In that case, me to a certain extent. And, tell you just straight to your face, this was shit. We knew that it's not what we're looking for. We are gonna try to give you the best we can. Like that's what you want from a company. If you're gonna throw at least $60 for the game, which is a lot of money. Don't tell me it's not. But yeah, there's not a lot of companies that will come out and tell you straight, we made a mistake. We're gonna deliver. So appreciate that. But that's all for the Nintendo Switch Direct or Nintendo Direct for this week. Stay tuned for more stuff Nintendo. And now I want to talk about a few trailers that I checked recently and they caught my attention. So let's go to the trailers. And there's two trailers that I want to, sort of discuss, which is Velvet Buzzsaw, I think. This new Netflix kind of sort of movie. There's a lot that I like of the movie. Again, we discussed before that I like movies where, they're a little bit out of the convention. The cool thing is the casting is really amazing. Let me see again. Brain's getting old, but I try to have my notes and my phone around. We have Jake Gyllenhaal, Reen Russo, Sawi Ashton. Hopefully, I'm saying it right because my accent. Sorry, guys. Tom Sturridge, Tony Collette, Natalia Dyer, David Deeks, John Malkovich, Billy Magnussen, and those are just a few of the people in this cast. By the names, you can tell it's a solid cast. There's talented people involved in this movie, and the director is Dan Gilroy, which he direct Nightcrawler and Roman J. Israel. Pretty solid movies on my point of view, especially Nightcrawler was awesome. I enjoyed it so much. And this is a new movie of more like a thriller, more than suspense thriller, more than horror, where involved with art and museum. And I think it's trying to make a satire of all these high end art and stuff. Or today's, where I think we discussed it here before, where there's some weird stuff. Like, oh yeah, let's put like a fucking cup with water, half water, and then just put them in the museum and like, ooh, that's art. Again, it's art. It's really hard to, at least for me, to convey a not an opinion, but like try to figure out what really people are looking into art these days. There's a lot of theories that it's more people with a lot of money that the need for unique art. It's bigger than other times, so that's the reason suddenly these people come up and like, oh yeah, let's put like like I said, water with the cup of water half full, and like yeah, it's like they try to explain you all these things, but you when you watch this, like what the fuck is that? It's just like a glass with some water in there. I can do that. Again, everybody has their opinion. If you think that's like yeah, that's art and whatever, fine for you. For my point of view, it's like it's more like bullshit to be honest. It's like it doesn't tell me anything really. At least if I'm gonna put a sort of a standard or like a line to follow when I talk to artists, like the thing needs to tell me something, and a glass with just water there doesn't tell me a fuck at all. So again, seems like that's like the team that these directors trying to do with this movie and involve some horror in there. I don't want to spoil that much. I think to a certain extent, maybe they spoil a little bit in the trailer, but it's not surprising these days everybody does that. But out of a lot of movies, this is so great. It's on Netflix now. By the time I saw the trailer, I wait too much to talk about this, so now it's officially sorry on Netflix, and you can go and watch it. I'm probably gonna watch it soon, and maybe I give you some impressions of the movie in another video or something. Again, go to the YouTube channel. There's stuff there that we're not gonna put in a podcast kind of format. It's harder, but anyways, you can go there and check it out. And the other one it's John Wick, John Wick 3. A lot, I think is gonna come to a first circle. This is the last one so far. There's no new more stuff unless they make a lot of money and they're gonna try to make some spin-off or some shit like that, which if they do it right, I'm open to. But finally, is the final story of Keanu Reeves, or his character John Wick, and seems like now this time he's alone. Like in number two, he still had some allies to help him out, but in this third one is like all against me, and I think that's in the trailer. I will go against the world, something like that, or against everybody. And it's more of the same. You're gonna know a little bit more of these organizations, which has never been the core topic of these movies. It's just like there's hints that these things exist. It's like a group of assassins or like super fancy exclusive groups where you can hire these assassins and stuff like that. And now he become the public enemy number one for this group. So we will see a lot of action, a lot of pack. I'm just really excited to see it. I think I already said it before. John Wick, they definitely put a stamp on action movies and how you should do action movies. Some of the sequences, the action sequences, are superb. The cinematography is so great. The story is basic, but like works really great. They don't try to put too much, because they know that these movies just that is just a fun action movie, well made for sure. But they're not trying to make these convoluted storytelling around this. It's just bad guy, anti-hero. He has a problem, and he gets pissed, and it's gonna kick ass. So I like it. Let's see what happened with that. And I think for today, I know it's short, but I'm by myself. It's hard to come up with words, a lot of words. No, but it's hard to have convey this conversation just you and me. But I try my best. So from now, let's jump to what I'm being watching recently. I think last week I already told you that I've been playing Resident Evil remake, and it's an awesome game in so many ways. It's a standard for remakes, and I'm glad Capcom did something like that. I watched recently. Yeah, this is a good one. Make you a favor, and I know it's hard because this TV series is not everywhere. But if you have HBO Go HBO Go or now. Go and watch True Detective season 3. It's been so amazing for me, at least. I'm being fan of the series since number one. I watched number one. It was like awesome. It was like great, and I keep saying it. That was like a pinnacle in Matthew McConaughey career. I think after that is when he started getting all these roles and like Academy um, winning and nominations and stuff, because he does a great job. It's just so amazing, the story, and also like I'm biased towards thrillers and stuff like that. You know, detectives and like, and also they put this element of like mystery in there that's never explained really, but doesn't matter. It's a great add on to the Matthew McConaughey character, and it's great. Now the second one was kind of okay. Was Will Ferrell? No, Colin Farrell and Beans Bonged. I think they were the main characters in there, and they tried to do the same, but I don't know. I think it was rush, and actually that was one of the problems. They was rush, but I think the main problem is like um, some of those elements of mystery and thriller kind of went away at the end of the end of the season. Kind of come back a little bit, but for the most part, it was more like a gang kind of thing, which the first one wasn't never that. And then this third one is so great. We have Ali Marcella. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. If not, you can just bust me in the comment section. But he's another great actor that is becoming better and better at all the roles he does. He was recently in Alita Battle Angel, um, Moonlight. Like he has tons of work. It's amazing, but he definitely shines in these third season of True Detective. It's so great. The cinematography is awesome. Is it as great as season one? I think it's just a little bit lower than season first, but still they deliver. They deliver, and I'm hooked. And they smartly, in a way, link what's going on in season 3 and season 1. Just a hint. It's never like, oh yes, this big crossover. Just they establish that the people there's behind the this kind of cult thing is like, they're in different cities and it's a big organization, super underground, nobody knows. But it's cool that they just like sort of hint season 1 characters and storyline with this one. And yeah, I think it's great. It's just visually it's astounding. Storytelling is great. The acting is awesome. Great cast. And there you go. I think this next weekend it's gonna be the final season finale. So you have all the week to catch up, and then jump there before HBO release Game of Thrones in April, which is almost here. So, anyways, and the other thing that I watch, talking about Ali, it's Alita Battle Angel. It's pretty kind of hard, but I think visually it's outstanding. The job that they did to try to adapt it was great. It's one of those things where, especially with anime, it's really hard to make the translation. I think just because graphically, and again, I'm not gonna go into what's better, comics or anime, but the anime has this certain really particular style that I think is still they're trying to figure it out how to translate to the movies. I think Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron did a great job trying to do it, but I don't think they deliver. And the reason I don't deliver, and I think I watched an interview with James Cameron where he was talking like about the process of getting the rights and bring this anime to the silver screen was the he was one of the key. I think it was the he said that it was too graphical. The anime was too graphical and gory to translate to the movies, and then he wanted PG-13. I think that's when one of the main problems of all these like translations between formats to the movie movie making, it's that you you don't compromise a vision that much. Like you don't push and change one of the core parts of the anime, because anime has a language and it's coming from a different culture and they see things a different way. And the fact that James Cameron's like, oh yes, gory, and it's like, well, that was the intention. Is the intention? It's a main part of the journey of this character, and the fact that they make it look super young and innocent, and then suddenly it's like this a big killing machine which again they do sort of a good job trying to bring those and tone it down. But at least for me, it's like I don't want a toned down version. I don't want a diluted version. I want like I want to sort of get from the movie from the anime, like what I got when I see it. Ghost in the Shell is another example. I think they did a great job visually and all this stuff, but still there's pieces when they translate these to the movie language that doesn't quite, they don't get it. And it's normal. I mean, yeah, sure, like something I think about something like Evangelion is gonna be really hard to to make a script and translate to the movies. Even they already redone endings and OVAs and all these stuff. It's just so many stuff to pack in 2 hours. That for me, for example, I would rather to get a Alita Battle Angel, the TV series, where you have time to explore so many topics, and they need to be addressed for sure to work. Again, just from my side, I think if you like good visual effects, and they have tremendous sequence actions in there, you're gonna have fun. Don't expect, if you're a fan of Alita Battle Angel, don't don't go and just think that you're gonna get, or maybe yeah, you get it. Also, there are some inconsistency in the stories, some weird stuff that contradict itself. They introduce you certain elements and then like suddenly like they don't work or something like that. So it's not bad. It's just, and even as if you think as I'm talking about as a movie, I'm trying to take the anime element on the side. Yeah, it's not that solid. It doesn't hold that great. But I have fun watching, all these universe created and the visual effects and the action scenes. Yeah, for sure. And the last thing that I can say, I don't think Robert Rodriguez was the. I mean, I love Robert Rodriguez a lot. I love what I've done. It's a big influence on my filmmaking career. At some point, maybe I can say it more clearly when I have more work, more work to show, right? But he's one of those guys that is being a little bit overlooked. Like just because he didn't win any Oscars or select level, I think he done a great job doing what he want to watch and what kind of movies he want to be people to see. But I don't think he was the right choice for this particular story. But again, that's my opinion. That's my thought. Like it doesn't mean it's right or wrong. Maybe he was. I don't know. I'm not that expert. I'm not an authorized voice to really said that, I guess, or like have any confirmation of that. But that was just what I watched and what I think was a little Battle Angel. What else? I think that's it. That's it for this week, guys. I really enjoy talking to you, bang bang baby. No, I'm real happy to have this conversation with you guys. Well, not even conversation. You guys are not answering me back, but you can if you comment down in the comment section, and you recommend, and we have a conversation back and forward. Yeah, why not? We can have some wine. We can have some nice French dinner. You know, have these talks. Anyways, let's finish this before I start, talking nonsense as always. Remember, we have the Instagram Garage Media Junkies. You can add me on my Instagram, Hugo Mesa Soto. You also can add Sydney on Instagram, SJ Stevens. Chris is on Facebook. I think you can, find him in there as Chris Espinosa, or you can go to the Xbox Live. His Xbox ID is Cephalene. All the information is down in the comment section or in the podcast info or details. And that's it. Remember, hashtag Halos. Take a shower always after sex, before, and if you like, even in between, why not? And enjoy the content. Go to the YouTube channels because we have content is not any other place, but the YouTube channels help us to grow and to keep bringing this content to you. And that's it. And soon we're gonna work on bring more guests. I know those are pretty interesting to have. And let us know what you think. Let us know topics that we can talk about it. Let us know how we can improve this content for you, which is a pleasure. And that's it, guys. Diego Luna, fuck you. Poor guy. Doesn't deserve that. The guy's a sweetheart. I like him. It's just a joke, guys. Don't take it seriously. We don't have nothing against Diego Luna at this point. It's just an internal gag here. That's it. Have a great week, guys. To the next one.